Well, okay, it's Monday and it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got about an hour into this. I put the timing cover on. I installed the oil pump, put the timing cover on, put the pressure relief valve in, put the cable to hoses to the rockers. I just checked. I got this in place, but not really timed. I just checked spark and I've got good spark. I'm going to put oil in the tank, which is empty. And basically, the next thing I'm going to do is put the tranny outer cover on. That's the last thing I've got to do. This will be the opportunity to find out whether or not I actually have all the parts I need. I've been putting it off too. So let's see if this goes smoothly. All right, we just started it up, set the timing. We've got holding at about 48, 50 pounds of oil pressure. Sounding good. Good oil flow. All right, I'm happy with it. All right, I'm happy with it. I'm going to call it complete. Our whole our job was to get it running, and it runs. It starts, runs, revs, and the timing's perfect, and the carbs seem balanced. So at this point in time, we're going to give it back to the owner and let him complete the construction. Okay, interestingly, we have the exact same leak right there, and it's coming off of the bottom of the head right there. You can see it. And it's coming from the fitting right here where I have my, so I'm gonna have to do a double check every time I check oil pressure at the rocker boxes. This is an interesting project bike, and I am declaring my part of the project to be complete as of right now. It's a Norton center frame oil tank engine and gas tank, a Ducati front end that bolted right on apparently, and a custom-made single shock rear section that's actually a work of art. Now my job was to get the engine running, and the engine now runs. Sounds really good. At this point in time, the battery is sitting here on a piece of board because they need to make a battery box. And that's my favorite piece of board, but I guess it's gone forever. The wires are run to a tail light here that should be mounted somewhere. That's not my job, but the wiring is there. This wiring goes over to a brake switch. Once again, it'll be over here somewhere on this guy. Once again, not my job. Got good oil pressure and venting and wires up here for the headlight. And we've got white, which is ignition when the key is turned on. This is off, ignition, ignition with lights. Matter of fact, you can see the taillight come on. See that? White is ignition on. Gray goes to the starter. You set these two together through a switch and the starter spins. Blue is for your lights. You take that to your high beam, low beam, and you've got lights. And red is for grounding the whole front end and the headlight. Client is going to put a headlight on it somehow. Client is going to put a clutch lever on it somehow. And client is going to put a throttle on it somehow. This is a throttle for a British handlebar, and he's building this up with 1-inch Harley style flat bars. So there's going to be an adventure in getting a throttle to match the throttle cables and a front, well, he's got the front brake and a clutch cable that can be made to work with a British clutch cable. So we got a clutch lever and it's got to mate to a clutch cable that'll go down because the clutch is in and it is adjusted and the bike shifts beautifully. And I need to tighten this. I will do that next. And bottom line is the bike now goes back to the owner to finish the creation of the vehicle. It's going to be something really impressive. That's where we are. I'm calling my part of the project complete. There you go. And the fun? Heck, the fun sometimes does stop.